Hello, welcome to Let Fishing video channel. What will we learn about the sea?
One of the categories that net marks fishing nettings are typically made for is trawling. The netting that is used for trawling is called a trawl and can be used for bottom or pelagic trawling. Trawl are made of high quality and are perfect to use when fishermen want to catch pelagic fish such as mackerel, shrimp and so on. Whereas nettings for bottom trawling is suitable for target, bottom living fish and semi-pelagic fish as cod etc. While many facets of Alaska's seafood industry struggle to recover from the throes of trade tariffs, the pandemic, and more recently the war in Ukraine, Bering Sea pollock products are on a roll like they've never known. For more than a decade, U.S. caught and processed single frozen fillets face stiff competition from fish that had been exported from Alaska to China in frozen blocks, thawed, reprocessed into fillets, frozen again, then shipped back to U.S. markets at a cheaper price.
Each year, fishermen pull hundreds of millions of pollock from the Bering Sea. But with climate change warming up the Bering Sea, the future for pollock seems increasingly uncertain.
It's just before midnight as Captain Dan Martin steers the 133-foot Commodore out from Dutch Harbor.
Oh, it's imminent, 10 to 14-foot seas.
Martin has been fishing for pollock for more than 3 decades. And he's gotten a pretty good feel for where to find the fish. From the bridge, Martin uses a PA system to coordinate with his four-man crew on deck as they start pulling in the net. but more than 100,000 of them can fit into a single net load on the Commodore. They'll be processed into things like fish sticks, fillet of fish sandwiches, and surimi, that fake crab stuff you can sometimes find in sushi. Bering Sea temperatures last year were as much as 9 degrees higher than normal. Federal managers tracking pollock and other fish found some unusual things. Jim Iannelli is a federal fisheries scientist.
2018, there were lots of weird occurrences in terms of fish showing up in places. Like our survey found pretty high density of pollock way in interior Bristol Bay that it was really unusual.
Those pollock were further to the east, and Iannelli says that fish have also been discovered farther north than expected. Martin, the Commodore captain, had his own unsettling experience when he was fishing in an area called the Horseshoe.
You know, don't have my water wings, and I haven't been this deep before. So that, as the fish change behavior, you don't have any historical values to weigh things against.
Even if pollock continue to fare well in the Bering Sea, Martin is worried that they could start moving out of their normal areas to places too expensive for boats like his to reach. Back on deck, the crew members wrangle the Commodore's net, bulging with pollock. Then they pump in water to flush the flopping fish out into the boat's hold. Then he made $40,000 over the course of a few months. And that plan for college?
Nope, didn't even make it there.
Justice, at just 24 years old, is already making more than $100,000 a year. He wants to work his way up to being captain of a pollock boat. And he says he doesn't spend too much time worrying about the future of the fish or how climate change might affect them. Mother Nature, he says, is going to take its course.
As far as I'm concerned, I just come up here, kill fish, make money, go home.
Justice comes from a family of fishermen, and he says he loves doing it. But if the industry doesn't end up as a viable career, he says he thinks he could use his skills in a related field, like on a cruise ship or a tugboat. In Dutch Harbor, I'm Nat Hers.